Annotation is the process of adding structured, interpretative information to a text. It lets us move beyond the surface level, bare words, and ask more complex questions about how these words are used in specific extra-linguistic settings and within specific linguistic patterns. Additional layers of information are typically encoded through tags, short mnemonic labels inserted into the text, or an associated file. This is a process of textual markup, whereby tags surround the annotated textual portion and provide information about it. The standard for storing and exchanging such information reliably is XML, the Extensible Markup Language. XML tags, as shown in this example, must be enclosed in angled brackets and can only use letters, numbers, and underscores as labels. Broadly speaking, corpora include three types of annotation: contextual, structural, and linguistic. Each offers a different lens through which we can investigate the data. Contextual annotation, also referred to as metadata, adds descriptive information about the text as a whole. In the case of written material, metadata may include the author's name and background information, date of publication, language, and text type. For spoken texts, metadata can identify the speakers and provide background information about them, such as age, gender, and education, and describe the setting and type of interaction. Metadata helps you filter and group texts in a way that enables linguistically motivated searches, such as comparing usage across different genres or time periods. This information is either stored in separate files or embedded in markup using XML adders at the top of the file. An XML adder is structured using tags made of elements and attributes. Elements are enclosed in angled brackets and can contain one or more attributes, which are pairs of labels and values. For instance, in this example, the element text has two attributes: ID with the value 001 and source language with the value English. This structure helps both humans and machines to interpret the context of the text consistently. Here is another simplified example of a whole XML adder from the British National Corpus. It includes information such as file ID, word count, year, domain, and genre. Structural annotation, or textual markup, encodes information about the text's internal organization beyond the words themselves. In a prose text, such as a book, it is typically used to identify units like titles, chapters, paragraphs, and sentences. In transcribed spoken discourse, it often signals when a speaker starts and finishes speaking, marking each turn in a conversation. Structural annotation allows systems to process text more effectively using hierarchical or linear structures. With sentence-level markup, for instance, you can count sentences, calculate average sentence length, or isolate specific types of constructions such as interrogatives. Here is a simple example of structural annotation applied to a short poem by William Blake. At the top, we have a text element with several metadata attributes. Inside the text, we use title to mark the poem's headings, stanza to group lines, and line to segment each individual verse. This is a valid XML file. Every tag is properly opened and closed, and the structure is neatly nested, just like a set of Russian dolls. Valid XML is important because it ensures that software tools can read and process the file without errors. Linguistic annotation adds interpretative information about the language in the text, its grammar, structure, and meaning. Before applying any linguistic annotation, a text file must be broken down into tokens, the smallest units that a text consists of. A token normally refers to word form, punctuation mark, digit, or abbreviation. We normally say that a token is a linguistic item separated by spaces, although this is not exactly true for punctuation, for instance. Tokens are generated by a tokenizer, which splits the text appropriately depending on the language. The most common types of linguistic annotation include part-of-speech tagging and lemmatization. Part-of-speech tagging labels each word with its grammatical category, such as noun, verb, or adjective. For example, in the phrase run fast, run will be tagged as a verb. Lemmatization links inflected word forms to their base or dictionary form. For instance, running, ran, and runs would all be associated with the lemma run. More complex examples of annotation include syntactic and semantic annotation, marking sentence structure and word senses. However, they require complex tools to be leveraged, which most corpora do not feature. Here is an example of how linguistic annotation works behind the scenes. The format you see is a data structure called vertical, a words-per-line text that uses vertical columns separated by tabs, a tab-separated file or TSV. Each token is placed on a separate line in the first column, whereas the second and third columns list the corresponding part of speech and lemma. So, how does annotation actually get added to a text? There are two main approaches to annotation: manual and automatic. Manual annotation is carried out by humans, following a detailed set of guidelines. It's time-consuming but highly accurate, and the results are used to create gold standard corpora, which serve as a benchmark for evaluating tools. Automatic annotation, on the other hand, is performed by software called taggers or parsers, which assign labels using trained models. While faster and scalable, automatic methods are not perfect, and the accuracy depends on the quality of training data and the complexity of the task.